Hey, welcome to TFO next morning. This is TheRaja. I'm doing this really quick because I didn't have a lot of time and it was either update the website or make one of these. And I'm going to make one of these and I don't have uh, like a script to go by. And I haven't seen most of the games, to be honest. I saw the commentated games, but I didn't really get to see any of the Sunday afternoon games because I've been out of town. So this will be interesting because I'll get to see some of these games for the first time. I mean, their scores and stuff, and I will go back and watch them. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So okay, so what? On Thursday night football, we started with the 8-Bit Brigade taking on the Nocturne Maniacs, and the Brigade pulled out a victory there, 21-10. Um, Mara was just held to 38 yards there. It was just a very impressive game period for the 8-Bit Brigade. Heartbreaking kind of for Nocturne because they had 11 first downs. So, what on Saturday night special with the Black Hole Squad, the DBZ squad took on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Torturers in a I don't even know how to describe this game. Defensive has been the word that's been thrown around. I will say I mean this is obviously the lowest scoring game in TFO history. Like I don't think we've had a safety in zero, so we'll go back and look at that stuff. But I congratulations. Uh, it'll be interesting. So I do know that Broly went out on that game, and with him being out, that's going to be interesting. Is he coming back next week? We'll find out here in a moment. We'll look at the injury report because I don't know what the injuries are either. So whoopity doo. Um, okay, so here's the Sunday afternoon games. These are the ones that I haven't seen. So the Beer Gods took on the Racial Slurs, and I saw on the boards that the Beer Gods did pull out the victory here, 28-3. Man, I know the bum was hard on himself, but wow. I mean, I'll be honest. I think this is more of how good the Beer Gods really are, and everybody is giving Dave his due. You know, Evil Dave, the Devil, Evil Dave, and the Devil does deserve his due because Dave does TFO. He knows what he's doing. So Beer God's very impressive here. The bum is being too hard on himself. I think he's only I know he's 3 wins down because I looked it up when he was being down on himself, and just being 3 wins down from the lead isn't that bad. Like this, we got plenty of season to go. He don't know. He's a rookie. Some of our veterans know how it is. Sometimes you're riding that crescent of wins, and sometimes you're dive bombing with the losses. So I mean, it can be hard. Deal with it. It's Tecmo. The Stellar Offenders took on the Robot Masters and were victorious 38-6. Nick Dean, owner of the Offenders, texted me and I was able to see. Actually, here, let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up the text message that he sent me here and I'll read it on air. I know that he was very happy with Darth Vader's performance with 197 yards and a 75% completion, but 2 interceptions is just ridiculous. I do love King Zarkon. I love him so much. I named my Pokemon Zarkon. He's a Butterfree, and he just kicks some ass, and Zarkon kicks some ass. So, yeah, here he said at 12:47 p.m. and boom goes the Offender Dynamite. So, yes, he was very happy. I feel bad for the Robot Masters here, Austin Adam Camacho. I mean, they've really been on the short end here this beginning of this first season. I'm really hoping they can turn it around. I'm a big fan of Mega Man, but maybe the villains wasn't the way to go. See, Wiley seems like he's just messing the whole team up. So, but we'll see going forward. So, Pallet Pokeballers took on the Weapon X's. That sounds like a great game. And X's, that's kind of actually surprising. The Ballers 14, the X's 28. That's definitely a game I think I might go back and watch. 213 run yards by the Weapon X's. Wolverine with almost 200 himself. Blastoise over 200 yards, 1 interception. I mean, the X's really need to start turning it on. Wolverine needs to start turning it on there. I thought the Ballers were a much better team. They've kind of like been like wavy. It'll be interesting to see what the Condom can pull off as the season goes on. So there's got to be some injuries there. Look at that. Crobat was the #1 receiver per Pokemon. Yeah, that looks weird. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that game. So, because I really am a supporter of Wolverine running the ball, so I'd like to see him do it better. And it looks like right there he did. So, GI Joes versus the Rap Kings, and The Kings are victorious by 6. G.I. Joe 21. See, on the boards here, Matt Budenheimer was proclaiming how he'd been disrespected and deserved some more respect. But 6 points, and I thought he said he shut out Snake Eyes. 149 yards, 12 runs. Well, what's surprising me here is Joe just doesn't seem like they're running Snake Eyes as much as they should be. That's what's really interesting to me because they are a heavy run and they only ran 16 times. They seem like they're passing a lot more than they should. It's weird. They've got to be maybe fearful of Snake Eyes. Maybe he's not in the good condition we think he is. He got injured early on, so I can understand why they were kind of cautious. So we'll have to see going forward. I mean, I think if they put more faith in Snake Eyes, they'll do better. But Kings, I like the Kings. I think they're a good team. But if you want respect here in TFO, your team needs to go out there and perform, or you need to get ass raped and beat in a corner, and then the next season do better. That's usually helps too. So, but I think the Rap Kings are serious contenders. Y'all need to watch them. I pay respect, but like I said on the boards, rappers are supposed to get a raw deal, right? So, G.I. Joe, I really like that team too. I want Go Joe. Why were they not named Go Joe? Why are they G.I. Joe? That seems to be the mistake. See, I think the Cobra commander and his defensive people, they kind of not understanding, G.I. Joe, that's kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? That's kind of bullshit. They're there too. So the Celestial Defenders took on the Greek Legend. That sounds like a great game. And the wow, 45-21. Wow, they had over 300 yards, almost 400, I'll say. No, they probably had like 300. I'm bad with math. Shut up, all. But yeah, it's 350 plus. So Greek Legends there, over 200, almost 250. Lone Star, wow, 144 yards compared to Barry God Sanders, 120, and it took Barry double the attempts. That's impressive. The Defenders, I'm not totally sold on them, but I'm gonna go back and watch that game because I am a believer in the Legends, and I am a believer in Barry God Sanders, and so I really think that they got a shot. The Defenders are a really good team though, so I bet you a lot of that was garbage points or whatever. So we'll see. The All-American Alcoholics, I sound like an All-American Alcoholic, taking on the Azrothian Assassins. And the Assassins getting the victory there. Alkies 10, Assassins 13. That I think I may have to go back and watch, especially with the Azrothian Assassins having 238 pass yards. Man, did Menethil Finley show up? Did Menethil ride his chariot into battle? Or were the Alkies just punch drunk? You know what I mean? They're punk drunk. I really like the Alkies. I love the Assassins, so I'm glad to see them get a nice big victory. I don't think this is really too much for the Alkies to worry about. They're a really good team. It just looks like that the Azrothian Assassins held them on the pass, only 140 yards for them, and they're a heavy pass team. So good job, Assassins. Good job, Rhodey. You needed that kind of victory right there. I think that will help him going forward, especially being in the same division as the Beer Gods this season. That's going to be rough for them. Westeros Guardians took on the Rainbow Unicorns. It's like the pink versus pink there. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to be king of pink? And the Unicorns getting a victory. Guardians 10, Unicorns 14. I mean, I've been saying this for a while that I think the Unicorns aren't as bad as everybody's making them out to be. They're a defensive team. You know what impresses me here seeing this score? This means they scored 2 touchdowns instead of kicking 2 field goals. And that's exactly what Rainbow Unicorn owner Ryan Collins, and I'm going to be messaging that punk, and he's going to be participating. When I see him, he talks to me about it, but he needs to be showing me some unicorns. Damn it. I love me some unicorns. And now they got a nice big victory here with Elsa looking meh. Elsa was the number 1 runner, and she was the passer, but that was mediocre numbers. Snow White it's defensive. I should know that. Why am I looking at those numbers? It's defensive. Good job, Unicorns. Sorry, Guardians, man. That's a tough loss too, and they're in a tough division, so they really need some of that magic from season 1 back. Man, you see the Thrones people, they are just killing each other. They don't care. So they need to stop killing each other. You need a team of unity. Unity. Chumps versus World's Warriors. Man, I haven't seen the score yet. I'm still looking at the intro card here, and I'm going to tell you that game is a very interesting one because I love the Chumps and I love the World's Warriors, and I think that their records don't reflect how good they are. So I think one of these teams got a really big scoring win here. I'm going to say like a 45-21, like the Defenders against Legends. 14-35. Hey, you know what? I was in the ballpark, right? Warriors with the victory, man. I really, oh my God, look at Kyle Kanissi with 16% for 29 yards. I mean, the Chumps running were just nice. 213 run yards. Chuck Liddell was 100 of that. Like, that's impressive. Ron Jeremy with one completion for 29 yards. So Kyle Kanissi had one completion that game. Wow. And the World's Warriors, they're a passing squad. They're a little Tolkien, but got more defense. And so they are real good. They took the Celestial Defenders to that first tie at the beginning of the season. And the Celestial Defenders have shown that they are a high-scoring team. So we know the World's Warriors and the Celestial Defenders tying. That means like they're equal. That's what it literally means. That's incredible. So, but this shows the Warriors are better than the Chumps. And I like the Chumps. I think they've been doing great this season. So that hurts me. That hurts me deep. I miss Chester Drawers. I miss him. Chester Drawers, I love you, man. Raider All-Stars against the South Jersey Slashers. And wow, the Slashers with another impressive victory. Look at that. All-Stars 14, Slashers 42. 291 run yards. Holy crap. Michael Myers is just a machine. Wow. Just wow. The Raiders had almost 200 pass yards. I mean, but the Slashers on offense and defense, they're incredible. I love watching them. I love the story they have of, they started in TFO as the South Jersey Slashers, and they didn't do so well that season, and so the next season it got kind of changed up a little bit, and then eventually they became the South Jersey Slouches, just guys off of couches because they had some financial money trouble, I guess, in the team. They couldn't get the horror guys back, or maybe the union for the horror guys they struck or something. I don't know. They just didn't see eye to eye, and I can't blame Kyle Chamberlain for not seeing eye to eye with those horror guys then because they were not performing the way they needed to perform. But this year, these Slashers, they are the real deal. This is really Freddy Krueger. This is Jason Voorhees. This is Michael Myers driving that car without knowing how to drive because he was in an insane asylum most of his life. I love the Slashers, man. All right, and that takes us to, the Sunday night game. The VGV presents WWF's Hall of Famers versus the Venture Industry. That looks like a really good game that was a good game, I'm sorry, because I did watch it. I watched it as soon as I got home. 24-35, Venture Industries. Somebody went down. It was Brock, wasn't it? Yeah, because Twilight came in. Yeah, I remember now. That was jank. He got injured at the end of the second quarter, right before going into halftime, just out of nowhere. So this is going to be interesting because Brock is a huge part of that team. I really think it speaks volumes of Venture Industries with a victory like this because I think the Hoffs are a really good team. Their record just really isn't reflecting it. We have a lot of really good teams this season. And so when you're playing a good team against a good team, sometimes shit happens. And really hope the Hoffs can pull it back. I think part of their problem is having Drew Carey as a kicker. I think that's laughable. You want to call him a Hall of Famer, and I know he's in the Hall of Fame, but that's a joke. And I'm a wrestling man, a machine. I don't like the disrespect. And I think that's what's happening with the Hoffs. And they should have brought David Hasselhoff in. All right, so let's go to the standings here. They're here. Bad standings, Snap Division. The Offenders are number 1. The Stellar Offenders, 5-1. And then you got the Lost Survivors at 4-1. Boxhead Capers 3-2. Hollywood Heroes at 3-2. And Whovians at 1-4. Everybody but the Offenders have had a bye, is that right? Because, yeah, they got 6. So their bye's coming up at some point. So Lost, Box, Hollywood, and Whovians, they all had off this week. This was their bye. So, but Nick Nick shoots ahead by one victory, so I mean that he can try outpacing his opponents, which is nice. So I say go for it until you're by. Bad Crackle. We got the Evil Dave Fogel Beer Gods 5-1. The DBZ Squad 4-2. Weapon X's 2-4. Azerothian Assassins 2-4. Raider All Stars 2-4. Dave's really trying to run away with this, and Seth is not allowing it. The DBZ Squad must have wished for magic from Shinra, because Shinra, is that right? No, Shinra is Final Fantasy VII army people. I don't remember the dragon's name. It's Shin something. I had to draw him a few times for the helmet. So, but they took the Dragon Balls and they must have wished for a good team because they're doing pretty good. But when do they play the Beer Gods? That's a good question, because if the Beer Gods still got to play them twice and the Beer Gods hammer them down, I mean, you know what? Let's look that up. I'm here anyway on the website. Let's go into the Beer Gods. There they are. Our website is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It tells you almost all the updated information. I usually update it Sunday nights or Mondays, so it's one of the two. I'll post on the Facebook group when it is updated. So, the Beer Gods have already played the South Jersey Slashers. Okay, they played the DBZ Squad week 2 and were victorious. So that is one of Seth's losses just right there. And then they play each other again in week 16. Man, that's a long ways away. So we'll see how that works out then. So, but that kind of helps Seth, I'll say, because like if he doesn't got to worry about Dave until a while, just start picking up victories if you can. Weapon X's, Azerothian Assassins, and Raider All Stars, they're definitely not out of it because they're gonna have to play each other too. So I mean, they really need to step it up, but there's a lot of season to play. Bad Pop, we got the 8-Bit Brigade on top, 4-2. Nocturne Maniacs 3-3. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-4. And Racial Slurs 1-5. And the bum's just been really down about being 1-5, but it happens, man. And so you just gotta wade through it. It looks dark now, but I mean, honestly, you're only 1 game away from Nemergut. You're 2 away from Cox, and you're 3 away from Balog. So you're not out of this yet. Your defense, you just need to stop letting people score. 165 points. Stop it. Stop. It's not all about the bum either. You know what I mean? I understand Spirit Trucker is a not great quarterback. I understand that. But you know what? The bum is trying to be the whole entire team, and I don't think that's working out. So, but we'll see going forward. 4-2 is pretty good for Balog, though, in this 6th week. So, let's see. Mad Snap Division. Venture Industries on top, 4-1. Man, they're 2 games up. Well, I mean, I guess that's how you have to see that, right? Because you got the World's Warriors with 2-1. That tie is going to be weird. Hall of Famers 2-3, and Rainbow Unicorns 2-3. Look at this. Everybody's saying how horrible the Rainbow Unicorns are. They're 2 games out from first place. They're tied basically almost for second. Like, they have scored 36 points, and I know that's pretty bad, but they're getting better with that. That's what they need to improve on. But they've allowed only 93 points, and that's pretty good. So I don't think the Rainbow Unicorns are that bad. They just need to learn how to score points. They score points, they'll be doing good. Mad Crackle, we got Alcoholics on top, 4-2. Champs Chumps 3-3. Greek Legends 3-3. Westeros Guardians 1-5, and the Robot Masters 1-5. So with the All-American Alcoholics losing this week, that really gave the Champs Chumps and the Greek Legends the chance to really step it up here, and they kind of failed. So we really are it kind of sucks for both of those teams because they could have really tied it up here. So they really got to wait for the Alcoholics to lose another, and they need to keep winning. And I think that's total. I think this is going to be a dogfight all the way out. I think this one won't be decided till like week 17. But the Westeros Guardians and the Robot Masters. First off, Westeros, they aren't as bad as everyone's making them out to be, and the same thing for the Robot Masters. But if you look at their scores there, they look very similar, and that kind of sucks for both those teams because they just aren't scoring points. This is the problem. They're not 36 points, but they're 90s, and that's still not good. You need to be up there now. We need points. And Robot Masters, they got a great defense, even though they didn't spend a lot of money. Westeros' quarterback has been very accurate, and so I just hope they can pull it through. But they are 3 games back, which isn't bad. Like it's still early in the season, guys. Nobody's run away with this yet. Mad Pop, we got the Defenders on top with a tie, 4-1-1. South Jersey Slashers, 4-2. Rap Kings, 4-2. Pokemon, Pokeballers, they're 2-4, and the GI Go Joe is 2-4. Only 2 games out for both the Pokeballers and GI Joe, and they've looked impressive in the last few weeks, if via a loss or win. So Rap Kings demanding respect there. They need to score more points. They've allowed 150 points, which is the most in their division, which kind of sucks. So, but I don't think they're as bad as everybody's trying to paint them out to be. They're trying to do the rookie hazing, as far as I'm concerned. Matt, you earned your spot in TFO, so you just keep chugging along, man. 4-2 is great for a rookie too, man. So no respect for the Raptors. So, South Jersey's looking great this season. I love them. So, what else do I got here? Do I got anything else? I thought we do injury report, right? Where's the injury report? There it is. Let's hope I did this right. Injury report, and then I'll put like the graphic up. We got Chris Eccleston for the Hoovians. He's out, but the Hoovians didn't play, did they? So has been out, right? Oh, okay. So it's showing me. I know what's happening. I'm sorry. So it goes through all the people that are currently injured. So he was injured before the bye. It's kind of surprising he's not coming back next week since they're coming back from bye. That's what was confusing to me. So, man, he must be really injured. Jim Plunkett for the Raiders is going to be out, and that sucks for the Raiders because they haven't been doing well, and now Plunkett's out. So, I mean, we'll see. Pizza Boy Kenny is out for the Turtles. Cousin Butch is out for the Hall of Famers. That sucks for them. They really need him healthy. Brock Sampson's not back next week. Ouch. Venture Industries gonna we're gonna really see what they're made of next week. Sir Lancel Westeros is out. King Agamemnon for the Greek Legends. Even though he's running back 3, he's a great returner, so it's kind of sad to see him out. Quiet Greninja for the Pokemon. Maybe that's part of their problem right now, is that they can pass, but they got no run game because Greninja's not there. Returning next week is Roddy Piper, Hot Rod, for the Hollywood Heroes. La Fin du Monde for the Beer Gods. Wait, so he was out? Man, maybe he got injured during that. I'm going to definitely watch their game then, but it doesn't matter now. I mean, they got the big victory, and they're going to be back next week, so bam. Jack Daniels for the AAs returning next week, and Rash Gyarados, Pokemon's probably happy about that. He's returning next week. So we'll leave that up. Yeah, I've kind of gone really long here because I kind of went through the games. I guess we'll see how this format works out because I really didn't write anything down. I don't have a top 5 this week. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I could make up something here. Top 5 sackers in TFO. I'm not going to post their images. I'm just going to say them. Who cares? Jason Voorhees of South Jersey Slashers with 10 sacks. Man. And I did see Napa get a sack this week for the DBZ. He's got 9. So he's second place. Force for the Offenders with 9. I think that's Phoenix Force. So she's tied with second for Napa. And then tied for fourth is Willie Wild Turkey. He's a previous MVP. He's got 8. The Monarch of Venture Industries has 8. And they've had a bye. So being up there with a bye is nice. And Miss Piggy, one of my favorite women, got number 8. Or she's got 8 sacks as well. So she's number 4. So, and that's, I know it's more than 5, right? No, it's actually 5 exactly, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 6. 6. So, but hey, 3 of them are tied for 4th place. What can I do? So that's my top 5. Woo! Because I can. And I don't know. Guess that's TFO. I've been enjoying this season. You know, it's been really interesting. Some of the teams that I thought would be doing good aren't. Some of the teams I wasn't really expecting doing good are. Some teams I've been really enjoying that are doing well is like the Offenders. I love the Meanies. We're not sponsored by the Meanies. I just eat them. But I go ahead and like put like half Defenderos in first, and then I pour the Meanies in. I like a combo cereal. That's what I've always enjoyed in my life. Maybe sometimes I'll put some maple syrup on top of it. Delicious. So it's nice to see the Offenders on top. I also have been enjoying the Lost Survivors at 4-1. Ryan Schoen's got a great team there. They have been amazing at the pass. So keep it up. Beer gods. I mean, I don't want to say I'm impressed with the beer gods because they're just doing what they normally do. So, but I mean, they're dominant. They're good. So they're there. The Venture Industries. Steve Willock. He used to be he basically my roommate. College. Bam. He was over all the time playing video games. If we were there, if we weren't there. So Steve, a funny story about Steve. I guess it's not funny, but I really owe him a lot because when my car broke down in college and I didn't have money to pay to get it fixed, he was skipping class all the time. He wasn't going to class. And so he had a van, and I've always wanted to own a van. Always. Like that's the dream, man. And so he let me borrow his van for like a whole month. And I drove it pretty much everywhere. And I got to be in a van. I loved it because you're up way high and, feel like a big man. So I don't want to own a van now. They're way too. I'm an adult now. And you think adult would have a van, but I don't want a van. I'm good with that. But thank you, Steve, for letting me borrow your van all those years ago. You're awesome. Let's see. Alcoholics, they're doing okay, but I mean, I'm really more impressed with the Champs, Chumps, and the Greek Legends. And even though they're both 3-3, I think they both got good teams. And I think people are underestimating both of those teams. So it'll be interesting to see how that all fleshes out. And the South Jersey Slashers, I'm really impressed with over there. I love them. They're good. I mean, I love the horror people, and they are just killing. So it'll be interesting going forward, seeing how that all works out for everybody. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. 26 minutes. So I guess that's about it, right? Well, you would be wrong. Because I just got a few more minutes left. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. I'm just looking for something real quick. I guess a schedule. See what the upcoming games are real quick. Week 7. Celestial Defenders take on the Westeros Guardians on Thursday Night Football. Heck, I knew there was a reason I pulled this up because that is a very, very special edition of Thursday Night Football because we are taking Season 1 champion. You guys call him the Masked Man, but he's Kyle. And he's riding his Westeros Guardians right to Westeros because that's where they're at. They're playing there at Westeros because he was Season 1 champion. Shiva Bowl champion Kyle and his Westeros Guardians are going to be taking on Season 2 champion Chris McLeese and his Defenders. And they used to be the Normandy Defenders. Their rookie year when they won, they were the Normandy Defenders. And then Chris's ego has made them be Galactic and now Celestial. So it's now the Celestial Defenders. But even though they have changed colors and they've even changed names for this one night, this special champion versus champion edition of Thursday Night Football, the Defenders will be sporting the old Ifrit Bowl champion jerseys. That's right. They'll be wearing the black and blue, taking on the Westeros Guardians, who will also be wearing the uniforms that they wore when they were champions. It just turns out that they're the exact same colors as they are now. So it's going to be a great Thursday Night Football. It's going to be amazing. So we also got Saturday Night Special on Saturday. Robot Masters against Champs Chumps. I think the Champs Chumps here are going to really take that one. But the Robot Masters, they could really pull a big victory here. And if they did, that would catapult them right back into the race. So that's a good matchup. That is a heated rivalry, too, because Austin Adam Camacho is the previous interview guy for the Champs Chumps. They're like spokesperson almost before he became a TFO. And even his first season when he was owning the Midgard Meteors, he was still doing the post-game reports and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see him go back to the Champs Chumps, but this time with a team. You know, it's kind of like when a defensive coordinator leaves and gets a team and then those teams fight off. So it's going to be a great night. Sunday afternoon games, you get the Rap Kings against the Hall of Famers, World's Warriors against G.I. Joe, the Beer Gods taking on Raider All-Stars, Venture Industries at Pallet Pokeballers, Rainbow Unicorns at South Jersey Slashers, Stellar Offenders at the Weapon X's, the Hoovians taking on the Hollywood Heroes as Rothian Assassins versus the DBZ Squad, and Greek Legends taking on their heated rival, the All-American Alcoholics. That's an interesting game because if the Greek Legends can pull a victory there, they will be tied for first place of that division. And Sunday night football, we'll see the Boxhead Capers take on the Lost Survivors. That is going to be a epic, as the Lost Survivors here are looking to try to move into first-ish range. They will have to take on the Boxhead Capers, who aren't that far out. If they pull up a victory here, I think they become tied with the Lost. So, very interesting. Buys, I don't know who's all on buy here. I don't have the actual schedule up. That's what I should have pulled. But luckily on our website, tfofootball.weebly.com, we offer the complete TFO 2016 schedule in Excel format, which also lists all the buys, and you can go ahead and pull up a single week, or you can pull up a team's entire season schedule. It's an amazing resource for anyone that's looking for TFO. tfofootball.weebly.com, your source for all things TFO. And now it loaded. And what week are we? We're week 7. Boom, boom, boom. I know the offenders are off because they weren't in that list, were they? No, they're fighting the Weapon X's. Oh, well, that's going to be a heck of a game. There's going to be something special about that game. As long as Weapon X's owner is back at work this week, we're going to do something special for them because both Nick Dean and John Mann, they both work in the same office, so they want to do something special. So we're going to do something special. Buys, it's the Bad Pop division, the VGV division. They're out this week. 8-Bit Brigade, Turtles, Slurs, and Maniacs. So good. See, I went through all the games and I didn't even know they weren't there. That's how much I care about you guys. I love you. I love you. And so, but yeah, that's it. So I recorded a bunch of shit. I did sort of a top 5. Might put some images up. I probably won't, honestly, because I got to get this up quick, and I just wanted to give you more content than anything. I'm going to definitely show the scores and stuff because that'll be kind of easy. So, but I don't know, whatever. I'm going to drink my RC and I'm going to go finish this and be done. So holla and see you next Tech Mo.